Hello everyone, welcome to the Gate Youth YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be all about wugga worship. So why are we doing a video about worship today? Well, after the first Q&A video, a couple of people asked for more information about worship music, so I just thought I'd create a video and then everybody can have a bit more info. So we're going to go through a few different genres of music today. We're going to go through your standard worship music. We're going to go through hip hop as well. We're going to go through rock and alternative rock, and we're going to also touch briefly on metal at the end as well. So let's start. So we are starting with your standard classic worship music.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
No. Worship music has come a long way. So the point of worship music, your standard kind of classic generic worship music, is to help us connect with God really intimately and really deeply, and it's a fantastic platform to do it. So not many people's favourite genre of music is usually the style of worship music, because it's kind of its own style in its own right. It's quite ambient and beautiful, and it connects with people's emotions. So I want to recommend two bands today, and the first band I want to recommend for worship music is Bethel Music. If you've not heard of Bethel Music, where have you been? Have you been living under a rock or something? All jokes aside, I want to recommend two of their albums. I want to recommend their first studio album, Tides. Amazing album. It's got some of their best tracks on. Really powerful music, really powerful lyrics, and really helps to connect with God. If you're in a time of prayer, or you want to connect with God on your own in your bedroom, put on some classic worship music like this, some Bethel Tides. It's a great album. I want to recommend their their most recent album as well. It's called Victory. Really great album, some fantastic songs on there. One of my favourites is Ain't No Grave, but that's because that's kind of a style of music I like anyway, quite bluesy rock. But it's all got really amazing, powerful lyrics. The guys in Bethel Music spent a long time creating these albums, and you can tell they're really high quality. It's just as high quality as the stuff you get in the charts. Like, the production is incredible, and I recommend you listen to these albums, guys. I'm going to leave a link for a couple songs for each album I recommend in the description below, so go check them out. Second worship band I want to recommend you guys check out, if you haven't already, is Hillsong. They've been producing albums for probably over 20 years now. These guys are masters at creating an amazing worship album, and I want to recommend three albums to you today. I want to recommend This Is Our God. It's an older album, but it's got some absolutely amazing songs on it. I also want to recommend Aftermath. I think it was mid-noughties that came out, but that was a really powerful album. A really good mix of intimate worship music and some great beats and riffs and melodies on that album. Also, one of their recent albums, There Is More. Some fantastic songs on that. Some of their best recent stuff, I think, is on the There Is More album. Check that out as well, guys. Links in the description. Okay, on to our next genre, hip-hop. So I want to recommend, to start with, an artist called Lecrae. He's an American artist. He's not really big in the UK, but he's huge in the American charts. I want to recommend one of his early albums, Gravity. It's got some really singable, quite poppy R&B kind of hip-hop rap kind of stuff on it. Really good album. And I also want to recommend one of his more recent albums. It is called All Things Work Together, cheat sheet. All Things Work Together, and that's got a little bit more of a heavy feel to it. It's not drill, but it's got a little bit of that kind of heavy depth to it as well as a hip hop album. I really recommend that. He's got a new one. I think it's called Let the Trap Say Amen, but I've not listened to that yet. So guys, have a listen if you want. Check it out, see if it's any good. Let me know. The second hip hop artist I want to recommend is Bellion. Now, he's not necessarily a pure hip-hop artist. There's some pop in there, there's a little bit of rock in there. He's an interesting guy. He's hard to pin down to one genre type. But I would recommend one of his earlier kind of mixtapes called The Definition, and his most recent album, The Glory Sound Prep. check him out, guys. He's got some fantastic stuff in there. He's even gotten some dance and sub kind of sounds in his music as well. He's really experimental, incredible musician. I think he became a Christian over the last few years, so you can see that influence in his music. You might have heard one of his, I think it was a 2016 release, All Time Low, really popular in the charts. But a lot of the rest of his stuff as well has got some amazing rhythm, some amazing sounds. He's got an incredible voice. So check out John Bellion and see where his music takes you as well. Okay, on to our third genre, rock. Okay, the first Christian rock group I'm going to recommend to you guys is King's Kaleidoscope. Now, as we come out of a transition out of the hip-hop category, I think we transition really easily into King's Kaleidoscope. They're an amazing Christian worship rock band from the States. And I want to recommend one of their earliest albums, Becoming Who We Are, and another more recent album called The Beauty Between. And they're so good. Their music is so like experimental. It's got kind of a bit of a hip hop fusion to it, but it's rock. It's got, you know, your heavy beat, your heavy drums, and it's not rapping per se. Although there might be a little bit of rapping, a song here or there, but it's mostly rock. And I really highly recommend them. I love the sound they produce. They are incredible musicians. So check out King's Kaleidoscope. The next rock band I'm going to recommend, Christian rock band to you guys, takes me all the way back to when I was 16 years old and I was listening to these guys all the time. They're called Switchfoot. They are an amazing band. I want to recommend one of their earliest albums, A Beautiful Letdown, and it is such a good album. They've got such a great array of songs on there. You've got some really heavy riffs in there, some amazing drumming, and some brilliant lyrics as well. Really recommend that album. I wouldn't actually recommend any of their albums between then and now, but I would really recommend their brand new album, which has just come out, called The Native Tongue. And I absolutely love this album. I've just started listening to it, and I love some of kind of the dirty guitar sounds on it. Some of the lyrics are really powerful. The rhythm is amazing. Really, I couldn't recommend this album highly enough so far. So check it out, guys. They're a Christian rock band, and they kind of remind me a little bit of bands like Kings of Leon and other bands like that in this more recent album. It's just fantastic. So check it out. And now we're going to move on to briefly touch on heavy metal.
It's just so heavy.
Okay, to polish off this video, guys, a couple of heavy metal or post-metal bands are, number one, Demon Hunters. They've got a new album out called Peace. It's not my type of music really, but I can listen to a couple of songs. And then the second band I want to recommend are Wolves at the Gate, and they've got a song that I really like called Relief. It's on their album V times V. And, or it might be 5 times 5 in Roman numerals, I don't know. Anyway, I really recommend these bands, guys. If you listen to metal, there's sometimes some really dark lyrics in it. So I recommend that you get these guys on your Spotify playlist, on your YouTube playlist, and you get some amazing lyrics and positive lyrics into your metal experience, because it's really important to have positive input in our lives, particularly into our minds. I also want to say the same kind of thing about rap, really, and rock generally. Like, look at the music you're listening to, guys. What are the lyrics saying? What kind of morals these bands promoting that you're listening to? How is that seeping into your mind? Is it changing the way you think at all? I don't know. That is what worship music is all about. It is about connecting with God, connecting with His heart, and allowing Him, by His Holy Spirit, to change your life by being open to Him through worship, which is basically just prayer through music. And that way, sometimes we connect our emotions better with God. So worship is so powerful. Yeah, so that's this video, guys. Check all these bands out if you like. Links in the description below. Please subscribe as well, and like this video, and comment as well. If you found any other good Christian bands that you want to throw out there and recommend that people listen to, please pop them in the comment section, and looking forward to speaking to you soon. Bye, guys. God bless.
Peace.